Hello everyone and welcome back. Welcome to another crafty decor adventure. Olivia with Olivias.com, and in today's video I am so excited to share with you 20 DIY Dollar Tree decor crafts. So this is going to be another episode in my huge Home Sweet Home series. I love to share with you guys how you can make your home's boutique gorgeous on a budget with budget-friendly Dollar Tree and a thrift store and even some Hobby Lobby decor crafts. So if you guys love that, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. If you punch that bell and click all, it will update you every single time I post a new video. I post several DIY videos a week on YouTube as well as several a day over on Facebook. So you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and plug in those glue guns, get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafting! For this first DIY, I want to share with you how you can make a cute little ice cream sundae. It's going to be a faux sundae, and this is a little hack and trick. So I grabbed this sundae jar. You can also find them at the Dollar Tree, at the thrift store, and I'm just going to take some white paint and paint the inside of it white. So that's going to kind of be the color of the ice cream down in the sundae. Of course, this is vanilla, but you guys could change. You could change it up, and you could make it chocolate by using some brown paint or pink to make it strawberry, whatever suits your fancy. Now from the Dollar Tree, you can find these little funnels. So you could also use a styrofoam ball, but I already had these funnels on hand, and I'm really trying to push myself this year to use what I already have. So I'm taking the funnel and I'm trimming it off, and they do come, there's like 3 funnels I think that come for $1. Anyway, so I trimmed off the base of the funnel and the top, and now I'm taking some of this pink yarn from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to add the yarn, and I'm hot gluing it, and this is going to be the ice cream part. Now right now for my Valentine's Day winter decor, I'm using kind of like a lot of yarn and cozy colors like French country style, some shabby chic pinks. So this is going to be kind of like a strawberry ice cream, but I wanted it to feel cozy by using the yarn, and plus again I already had this pink yarn on hand. I was really excited to find it. So this is a little bit of a tedious process to glue, but you just want to carefully glue it until you get all the way to the top of the circle. And then I did glue this part of the top on. It didn't glue on that well. It's really kind of just sitting on there. And then I'm using this rosette. These were also from the Dollar Tree. I popped that into the center because I didn't really have a cherry. And then I just used one of the little glitter vase fillers as my topper. And then I decided to use some pearls for like just some little pretty, I guess, kind of like looking like it's sprinkles. I don't have any smaller pom-poms, but I did have these pearls on hand. It's really funny how creative, honestly, that you can get when you're just trying to use everything that you already have. Now from the Dollar Tree in their crafting section or in their baby section, you can find some great pink ribbon. Actually, this is such a fun idea for creating Valentine's Day decor, is to go into the baby section and grab some other pink ribbon, and then I'm just tying a quick little shoelace bow, and I'm going to hot glue that to the bottom of my ice cream sundae. My ice cream sundae is a little bit large for the top, but I thought it was still super fun and just a cute idea. And again, if you don't have the little funnel, you could use a styrofoam round ball, or pretty much anything you could create into a ball and either paint pink or add some yarn to the top of that. But again, getting creative, pretty fun and fabulous. And I think it's fun to set some little faux sweet treats around during the Valentine's Day season. It's like the perfect time to be thinking about your special sweetheart. Now for this next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you all how to make a pretty little Victorian style ornament. So what you can do is you can take any ornament really that you have left over from Christmas. And I know you guys have some ornaments, but this is a jumbo pink ornament, and these were actually at the Dollar Tree. I found them at the end of the Christmas season. I grabbed some because I knew I was going to be doing a Valentine's Day tree, but you want to take and hot glue your ribbon to the top of your ornament, and then hot glue it again at the base, and then hot glue it and wrap it around. It's not really necessary to hot glue the entire bit of ribbon. That can be a little bit tedious unless you have like a shiny ornament and you need a little bit more stability, but especially with these kind of glittery ornaments, you're really good to just use hot glue at the top and then at the base and then again at the top. Now you guys can really get creative with this. These make really beautiful Victorian ornaments. We actually have a Victorian store in my town, and they make the most, oh my goodness, they're so lovely and so beautiful, their ornaments are. But it's kind of inspired by that. And I'm actually adding yarn to this ornament because I don't have a lot of thinner pink ribbon, so I thought the yarn would do and also make it feel kind of cozy. I want to do a Valentine's Day tree, possibly in my living room. It's my big Christmas tree though, so I'm not sure I'll be able to make enough ornaments to fill it out. So I'm really going to have to get creative on how I'm going to do that. So for our next video, I'll be making some more fun things, little crafty things that are just fun to make, especially in the winter time. I feel like it's the perfect time to craft. And then again, with just going along with the theme of using what I have, I needed something to kind of fill out the top of this to cover up the work with the ribbon. And I found these little glitter vase fillers. These were left over from Christmas, and I'm just using the white snowflake ones because I really do feel like for after Christmas, you can kind of get away with like Winter Wonderland, Valentine's Day, kind of you can mix all of those in together. Like I still have my Christmas trees up. I just have the red ornaments taken off of them. And I'm kind of thinking about what my plan is going to be. And then what I did for this little ornament is I just added a cute little shoelace bow to the top of that. And voila, you have a fun little fabulous ornament, and you guys can just play with these. You can use little bits and bobs that you might already have on hand from your decorating from your Christmas season. These are also really pretty to use some really tiny roses. I need to dig into my roses. They're in a giant tote, and I really need to get that organized before I start this new season of decorating. But here it is popped into my cute little Valentine's Day tree that I have in my studio. And again, I'm excited to try one possibly in my house. I just have to get enough ornaments crafted up to make that happen. Now for this next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you all how to make a French country beautiful romantic heart. So I'm taking one of these Dollar Tree little heart signs, and I flipped it over from what it originally was, and I'm just going to use this side of it. And I'm taking some Mod Podge, and I'm using a generous layer of Mod Podge. I'm probably the most impatient Mod Podger, but these Dollar Tree signs can also soak up a lot of Mod Podge. And then I'm using this pretty kind of French country romantic roses paper. This is from Hobby Lobby. Now, if you check their sales, you can find really good deals on their paper. So look out for that. And then I'm adding another layer of Mod Podge to the front of it just to seal it and kind of make it, a little bit where it can be a little bit more where it lasts longer. That's what I'm trying to say. Goodness gracious. So anyway, now I did let the Mod Podge dry all the way, which I definitely suggest you do. Sometimes I get impatient and then it tears on the edges, but let it dry for quite some time. It's completely dry. And then now I'm just adding some zhuzh to it. Now this is some burlap that I had left over from my fall crafts, believe it or not. Gosh, you guys, I really do overbuy on crafting supplies for every single season. So I'm interested to see how much I'm going to be able to repurpose and reuse from some of the things that I've overbought this last year, and just really push myself to be super creative. And I'm really loving how this looks. I think I'm really going to start doing a little bit more French country in my home. So anyway, but I'm making a cute little bow with this Dollar Tree ribbon. I'm tying it off in the center with some of that yarn. Now that part's going to be kind of covered up, but I love to make these like kind of just pretty little signs. You can set these in pretty much any spot in your home. They'd be really pretty on a mantle or next to a little Valentine's Day Christmas tree, or just in any spot that you feel like you want to add a little romantic kind of crafty touch. These would be also a nice little gift for a neighbor to cheer them up. I know the winter months can be really tough for
some folks, including me sometimes. And so I think it's really nice to focus on, creating beautiful goodies for your home or for your loved ones. And that will just bring a sparkle to your heart, and it will also bring a sparkle to their heart. So I think loving and being kind is just going to be at the forefront of my 2022. So here is how it turned out. I'm really, really pleased with the results. I just added some cute little bows, and this was actually even that velvet bow is a Christmas bow left over. I found it on an end cap at Dollar Tree, so keep an eye out still. I'm not sure. You guys will have to let me know if there are stores that are still carrying Christmas stuff, but you should be able to find some really sweet little goodies that you can use either with after Christmas sales or even some of the Valentine's Day goodies. For this DIY, I want to share with y'all how I'm taking some of these pine cones that I collected outside in the yard, and I'm going to go ahead and just paint them with some cute little pink craft paint. Now, I love doing this DIY. I remember this is one of the first DIYs I actually wrote about on my blog years and years and years ago. When I was a mama and my hubs was out just working and we didn't have any money for crafting supplies, and so I would go gather things from outside, and I still love doing that. And then I actually even did a whole video a couple of videos back on my YouTube channel on how to bring your pine cones from outside inside and make sure that you don't have any critters in them, but you basically soak them in warm soapy water with some vinegar, and then you bake them in the oven, and that ensures that your pine cones are nice and clean and ready to craft with. So if you have availability of crafting with pine cones and can pop out into your yard and grab some, these are super fun to craft with. You can also find them at Dollar Tree or in some of your local craft stores, and it's really fun to just add some white tips. I'm adding pink tips as well, and I've even done these too where you add glitter to the tips, and that just makes a really sweet little decor, and it's perfect for winter in my opinion. You can set them around pretty much anywhere, and then I reuse mine year after year. And so now I'm also just going to take one of these little Dollar Tree buckets. This is just one of their buckets that I believe I bought last spring, and I'm going to just use some of that same white paint. Once I have my paint out and going, I try to paint as many things kind of like in a block as possible, especially if I'm getting ready for a new season, which this Valentine's Day season or kind of a season of romance is coming up. And so I just want to, get some crafting going. And so I popped my pine cones back into here. Now, I think it would be fun to kind of decorate this a little bit more. I ran out of time. I did so many DIYs in this day to do any more zhuzhing on that, but that might be something that's going to be another upcoming DIY for you guys to watch out for. So fun, fabulous, and this is a total budget-friendly idea. Now for this next DIY, I have to share with you guys how to take some of the little Dollar Tree wooden hearts and just fluff them up and make them into kind of a pretty little romantic ornament. So sometimes when I buy these little wooden hearts, I'm not sure what to do with them. I don't know if you guys are like me, but they'll come 8 to a pack. And these hearts actually had the little arrow through them, so they're definitely a Valentine's Day heart. But I already had some paint out, so I thought, you know what? I'm just going to give it a whirl and paint some of these. And you can see that I'm also painting pine cones, which is also a DIY in this video. But yeah, so I'm just painting them with some acrylic craft paint, and this is, I believe, Pink Princess craft paint from Walmart's Apple Barrel craft paint. I'll have to look at it and let you guys know, but just use pretty much any craft paint that you love and whatever color of hearts that you guys want to create. So give it a whirl, paint your hearts, put on a fun show or some fun music, and have fun doing some crafting. of course, you all know that I couldn't stop there, so I'm gonna go ahead and add some little trim. Dollar Tree is carrying some 3 packs of the little burlap detailed trim, and I'm really kind of crushing on it. So I'm just using my hot glue gun, and I'm gently adding hot glue and then kind of zhuzhing the ribbon as I go along. And I really love the way that the kind of burlap color looks against the pink. I feel like it makes it a little bit less sugary, I guess, which I love a good sugary pink. You guys know I'm all about the pink. But so look at how cute that looks, and it really could use any trim that you love. And then I'm just using this piece of yarn to add a hanger, because I do want to add hangers if I'm going to end up hanging them from a tree. But I'm also thinking I could make them into like a little banner that might go over this pretty little mirror that I have in my entryway table. I don't know, you guys will have to let me know what you think about this. I think once I got the yarn on, I kind of was not feeling it. Maybe it's because I used the white color, but I don't know. I think it still looks soft and cozy and fun. And you guys can add more embellishments. I did go ahead too and try out adding a little bow to the front of it. And then again, I think I did end up taking it off because I wasn't crazy about how heavy it made the top of it look. But you guys go for this. This is just an idea, and kind of giving you some ways you may be able to use some of these. And I do feel like 8 packs or a pack of hearts that were only $1 or so, and you get 8 of them, it can make a lot of little fun ornaments. Now for this next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with y'all how you can take a little Dollar Tree heart signs and paint it pink and kind of zhuzh it up and customize it to your decor. The pink looks pretty bright on camera, but it really wasn't quite as bright as it showed on this video. But it was, pretty sugary pink, so you could always tone that down with a little bit of white. I kind of noticed that after, once I was done, I was like, ooh, there is some pink and it's popping. But this is just apple barrel. I want to say it's like a pink princess craft paint, and it's from Walmart. I think it's about 50 cents, but it's perfect for Valentine's Day. If you're a shabby chic girl or you want to do some romantic decor, again, it would also be fun to kind of do this in white and make it a rustic heart. But don't be afraid of those Dollar Tree hearts. And if you have kiddos at home right now, if it's snowing where you're at and you have some snow days or whatnot, you might want to gather up some of the wooden signs from Dollar Tree that they can have fun painting. I remember I would grab things for my kiddos, in the snow season for them to be able to craft with. Okay, so now I'm just going to add some yarn to this, and Dollar Tree is carrying yarn, so this is some white yarn from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to wrap it around the little slats here. I thought the slats were cute, but I kind of wanted to give it some dimension, and again, like I said, I'm trying to kind of do some really cozy decor this year. I feel like cozy and peace is all I want this year, and so I just think that adding this yarn, it gives it a really soft, homey, cozy feel. And so I'm also going to add some pink yarn to it to kind of make it feel like a little bit of a crisscross applesauce type thing happening. And so I'm just winding that around my little heart and hot gluing it. Be careful when you're hot gluing with yarn, though. It's easy to burn the tips of your fingers. Now, I do have neuropathy in my fingers, so I really don't feel the very tips of my fingers anymore. Plus all the crafting that I did for so many years. So anyway, I'm just going to wrap this around the base of the heart and then call that good. And then I was racking my brain. I was like, I just felt like it needed something else, either like a cute picture. Now I have this sign. This is a love sign from the Dollar Tree. We're going to use it in a different project, but I thought this would be perfect to add to the front of this. The galvanized letters fit perfectly on here, of course, because they fit on the other sign, which was about the same size. And I'm just adding hot glue to the exact spots that it was already hot glued in. And voila, we have a love sign that reminds us to be loving and to love. Even just loving yourself sometimes is what we need to do a little bit more of when we grace ourselves with some joy and compassion. Then we're able to grace others with that as well. So fun and fabulous and on a budget as well. So for this Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with y'all how to take some of their cute little wooden hearts and make some soft, cozy heart ornaments. I'm taking this pink, it's just some yarn from the Dollar Tree, and I added hot glue to the base of my heart, and then I'm going to wrap it around my little heart. And you can see I have two glue guns going. I have a cordless glue gun, but it's a little bit difficult to craft with as far as trying to do these smaller projects when you're needing a lot of glue. So I like to stick to the other one. And even the little ones from Walmart, honestly, are some of my favorites because they have like a small handle. But anyway, just wrap the yarn around your heart. And I'm only doing half of the heart at one time, and then I'm cutting it and then going for the other half of the heart. I hope that makes sense. But that was kind of the best way for me, is just to do half the heart and then kind of wind it back the other direction and do the other half of the heart. Now be careful when you're using yarn and hot glue because it's really easy to burn your little fingertips. Just a tip from me to you. Now, the other thing that I thought would be a fun idea for these hearts to kind of make them like a little Cupid heart would be to add some Mod Podge to the ends of the little arrow part and then give it that glam sparkle and shine. I love this gold glitter from Walmart. I think it's really nice and it's really budget friendly. You get a lot of it and it's just really nice and sparkly. Now, I'm going to do one of these in white. These were a little bit more tedious than I had anticipated, but they're so cozy and sweet. And I really think adding yarn to your winter decor just makes everything just feel so cozy and soft and warm. I don't know if it's cold where you all are at right now, but it's really cold where we're at. So that's going to be the secret question actually for this video for the Hobby Lobby giveaway, which I still have to announce December's giveaway winner. I am so sorry, you guys, I'm behind. I think going out of town was a little bit trickier than I thought it was going to be, during the Christmas holiday season. So look for that announcement to be happening this week. But the secret question for this video is, what is the temperature where you're at right now? Drop that comment down below so you can be entered into my $100 Hobby Lobby gift card giveaway. For this next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to take one of these love signs, and these are just the love signs from the Dollar Tree. Last year, I painted this love sign in this pretty little rose gold color, and I think it's beautiful, honestly. But this was what I used last year for my decor, and I really like to change things up and also repurpose and reuse so many of my crafts. A lot of y'all ask what I do with them. I store them, and then a lot of times I'll repaint them or repurpose and reuse them. So that's what I'm going to do with this one, and I'm just going to paint it all up. So I used a shiny paint on it last year, so it did take about 3 coats of this little acrylic craft paint, and it was a bit tricky to get in those crevices. But once I had that done, it was not that bad at all. Once I had that first base coat laid down, and it would be really nice if I had some pink chalk paint. So you guys are gonna have to let me know where you're buying your chalk paint right now. I haven't even been into the Walmart craft section in forever. I've been trying to use what I have on hand, and maybe I'll just DIY my own chalk paint. You guys have seen me do that before. I have a ton of white interior house paint, and I'm wondering if I could just add some baking soda to that and make it into my own chalk paint and then color it for the seasons. Again, I'm really pushing myself to use what I have on hand. I feel like that's the most eco-friendly, and also it's just the most budget-friendly. So dig into your craft stash this season. I guarantee you guys probably have a lot of stuff. If you're like me, you probably overbought just a little bit last year and you need to use up some of those goodies. So that's what I'm doing by painting this pretty sign, and then it's making this beautiful love. Now, hey, listen, you guys can paint this white, pink, purple, rose gold, whatever suits your fancy. I decided to get a little bit extra and go for some glitter, so I'm adding Mod Podge kind of to the front of it. I want to just kind of dust it with glitter. I don't want it to be too overwhelming and cover up the pink, but I did kind of feel like it maybe needs to soften the pink just a little bit. I mean, I love a good pink moment, but this was pretty bold. So anyway, I'm adding just a nice generous coat of Mod Podge to the front of this, and then just dusting this glitter on. And again, this is a glitter from Walmart. I love the Walmart glitter. I think it's probably the most budget friendly that I've been able to find so far as a crafter. And if you guys have any other great glitter spots, let me know where you buy your glitter that's the most budget friendly. I'm using the extra fine glitter is kind of what I like. And they also have an iridescent glitter that I always do so much when I have my Etsy shop. And so here is how it turned out. I popped it onto the top of this little Christmas tree just to give you guys an idea of how you might want to decorate a Valentine's Day Christmas tree. I know so many of you all left up your Christmas trees last year during COVID. Just it's kind of a way to add coziness and peace and joy to your homes. And I'm not suggesting that you have to do that, but it might be fun to leave a little one up, or, you know, just use this in your regular decor, however you guys like. So here is my living room once I took the decorations off, and I haven't really quite decorated, but Benji Bear and I have been crafting all day. You can see I'm so tired. I even left my running tennis shoes on. I haven't taken them off. I promise you they're not getting on my sofa, but this is one tired mama and one tired Benji Bear. Benji Bear is my puppy dog, and he loves to lay directly on top of me when I lay on the sofa. You guys are also gonna have to comment and let me know, do your puppy dogs do this? And this is his new toy he got for Christmas, this cute little Santa, and he's almost too tuckered out even to play with Santa Claus. So all the Benji Bear fans out there, here is your Benji Bear moment, and I can't wait to share with you guys how I'm going to decorate this space for Valentine's Day. I set out a couple of goodies, but let me tell you, this is just the beginning. How to make an elegant oversized wreath using a Dollar Tree hula hoop. Okay, so start out with one of the Dollar Tree hula hoops. You can find it in the kids play section, or sometimes they're just kind of lined in the aisles at my store. What I'd like to do is just go ahead and rim mine out with some burlap. So add hot glue and just wrap burlap or fabric strips around the entire thing. You can also paint your hula hoop. I've seen that done as well. The next thing I'm going to do is use some of this Dollar Tree greenery, which Dollar Tree has really been stepping up their game with their greenery. So I'm just going to take some of these greenery and kind of cascade them down the base of the wreath and then up the top of the wreath, kind of making like a C or a half circle. And I zip tied all of the greenery on. I zip tied it at the ends and then in this center part. Then I'm also adding in some of these little white flowers. And these are Dollar Tree lemons that I had attached to a greenery garland. This was probably the beginning of my YouTube career. So that's how long those Dollar Tree lemons have stayed attached to that little garland. The next thing I'm going to do is take this cute little bow, ribbon, and I'm going to make a little loopy bow. So you just measure from your hand to your elbow, loop that ribbon over on itself about 6 times. And I did get the ribbon off of Amazon. It was a pretty good little deal for this nice little kind of chic houndstooth ribbon, and it is also wired. I'll link some in my Amazon store. It'll be in the description box of this YouTube video. The next thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and tie it off with a zip tie. You guys can use a pipe cleaner or floral wire. And then I like to go ahead and pull my loops out. That way I'm going to get an idea of how big this bow is going to be. But you can also measure from your hand to your elbow to kind of get an idea. It's usually about 12 to 14 inches, depending on how long of arms you have. The next thing I'm going to do is take just a long random strip, or I had just cut some tails to my ribbon. Now I do love to dovetail my ribbon, and so I'm just going to take the ribbon, fold it over, and then cut a little triangle in an upwards direction. The next thing I want to do is give my bow just a little bit of a curly cue to kind of make it stand out. Now I'm going to go ahead and attach my little lemon strands here. I feel like this is a fun little wreath to kind of bring some color into your home if you have all of your Christmas decor down and you didn't quite decorate for Valentine's Day. Maybe you want to do something different, or you want something for your kitchen, or you just love a bright pop of yellow, which I kind of do. This is going to be out in my studio until it's time to bring out the lemons. You guys know I love to do lemons every season. I added a little bit more Dollar Tree greenery and just some random little pretty yellow flowers that I had floating around in my craft box. And here is how it came out. I used these hula hoop wreaths last year for my seasonal decorating and my fall decor, and it held up so nicely, and I used it outside even, and it was on my covered porch, so it didn't get a whole lot of weather, but I'll tell you, they hold up really nicely. And because Dollar Tree only carries a 12-inch, wreath form, if you want to do an oversized wreath, something larger, maybe you have just something bigger in mind, this is such a great fix. And you guys could even go glam with it, paint it gold, put lots of roses on it. There's so many ideas, and I'll try to share that with you guys more as we go along this season. For this next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to show y'all how to make a super cute little easy Dollar Tree garden chandelier. So take two of the garden gates and attach them together, and then take one of the spotter screens, remove the little centerpiece, and then using a craft knife or a box cutter, you can take and poke a hole in the edge of the spotter screen and then zip tie it to the bottom of the garden gate. And that's going to create kind of a thing for your little garden gate to attach to. So I did that about every spot on the garden gate, about 2 to 4 inches apart, and you can kind of see where there's like a little loop underneath there where you can attach that. I will suggest to use the entire 2 pieces of the garden gate. At first I did that, and then I went back and trimmed it off, and that made the garden gate a little bit flimsy. So just keep that extra piece on there and just kind of zip tie it in and around like you see here. And then you can take a pretty heavy duty bit of scissors, and you're going to trim off the little edge on the top. And then I poked a hole and then added my little solar piece, and that's what's going to give your chandelier some light. The next thing I wanted to do was cover up, those zip tie edges. We don't want to see that. You guys could use a little garland around the top of it, or you can use some Excelsior moss. It really depends on where you're going to have your little garden chandelier displayed. You can really put it anywhere, like on a little covered porch, or just anywhere that needs that little special space. Maybe you have a sunroom or a nice little spot in your kitchen window. Anyway, now I'm going to take some pretty little garden greenery, and I'm just going to hot glue the greenery or kind of poke it in where the little garden gate has some spaces there. And depending upon where you're going to put it is how much you're going to need to attach it. If it's going to get a lot of wind, you better attach that with some floral wire or even some more zip ties. Now I'm taking this little Dollar Tree. It's supposed to hold a hanging plant, but I just kind of detached it and tied the little rope strings around to where it could hang. They also have the little metal hangers too, but I didn't seem to have any left in my stash or that I could find. But you guys could just use also some rope to be able to hang it with. Really, whatever suits your fancy and what you have on hand will work. And here is how it turned out. I kind of have it hanging in my kitchen window just to kind of give you guys an idea. And it also charged that little solar battery really quickly. I was really surprised. I was nervous that last season's Dollar Tree little solar lights weren't working. But they did charge up pretty quick. And then here is also how it looks hanging outside. Now I'll probably hang on to it and wait for a little bit nicer weather. And then see if you guys can see right there in the center, there's the little solar piece. And you can add more solar parts to the top if you wish. Now for this next DIY, I want to share with you how you can take a little dollar store lantern. I got this at Dollar General, and make a cute little topper for it. So I'm going to use this ribbon, again, that I got off of Amazon. I'm just going to take the ribbon and loop it over on itself, and that's going to create a quick and easy little loopy bow. And it's not going to use a whole lot of ribbon. I really love this ribbon, but I wish there was more on this roll. I may have to order some more because I can tell already that I'm definitely crushing on it. Black and white is such a good little transition. Once you're done with Valentine's Day and into kind of this spring and summer season. Now I set my bow aside, and now I'm adding some greenery to the top of this by just using a zip tie and zip tying the greenery on top, and then zip tying my bow to the top of that. You guys, I have been loving zip ties. I feel like they give such a nice hold, a little bit better than pipe cleaners do. I just buy them at my local my local hardware supply store. Now I did pop in some kind of little trailing white and yellow flowers, kind of to go along with my little wreath. And then I did cut some tails for the little lantern bow, and I'm just dovetailing the ends of those, and then I'm going to wrap them around the center part of the bow to really kind of cinch it in and just give it a little bit of cohesiveness. And I am kind of playing around with my greenery. Twisty tie your bow up just a little bit to kind of give it some shape. And I do suggest always using wired ribbon as much as possible. It's really going to give your bows some nice little standing on it. And there's Benji Bear. There's a puppy dog outside he's going crazy for. Sorry about that, guys. And then I just added a cute little lemon to the center part of that as well. And last but not least, I added this little Main Street Fresh Flower Market sign. I bought this a couple years ago at Dollar General, and then just some cute little fake lemon lime wedges, and I got those off of Amazon. I'll link some in my Amazon store. It'll be in the description box of my YouTube video. And then there you guys have that. I think that this is a fun little transitional piece. I love the idea of some fresh flower market. I know it is still winter time, but I always start looking forward to the joy of feeling just some springtime flowery ideas. I get super excited about the beginning of spring and summer, and so I just am kind of looking forward to that, and it's bringing a little bit of a smile to my face in these winter months. Now I have gone over the top decorating for Valentine's Day, so if you guys love Valentine's Day decor, definitely go check out some of my romantic Valentine's Day videos, but I am kind of jamming on this black and white kind of spring fresh decor as well. Now for this next DIY, I'm going to share with you guys my chocolate chip cookie recipe. I'm going to start out with 2 sticks of melted butter, and I just melt the butter in my microwave, and then I'm going to add 3/4 cup of granulated sugar to my butter, and I am using a 1/2 cup and then a 1/4 cup. That's what I have, and I like to be very precise with my baking. The next thing I want to do is add 3/4 cup of brown sugar to my butter and my granulated sugar, and then 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I was using a 1/2 teaspoon, so I just took 2 1/2 teaspoons and put them together to make 1. Now at this point, I do like to go ahead and give my little butter and sugar a mixy mix. And I will tell you that these cookies turn out really, really well. And this is how I love to do it. The next thing I do is go ahead and add in those 2 eggs, and then I'm going to give it another mixy mix and kind of really get these ingredients nice and mixed in. And I do keep my little hand mixer on low. I thought about getting one of the really cute little pink sunbeam mixers, and that's still going to be on my Santa wish list. Maybe next year for Christmas would be a fun thing to get. I've wondered, because I have such a small kitchen, if it would be worth having that. And there's my little puppy dog Benji Bear again. Oh my goodness. So then once you guys have that all mixed, then you're going to go and you're going to mix up your flour mixture. So you're going to add 2 1/4 cup of flour, and I mix this separately. That way I can whisk my baking soda together with my flour. I feel like that's another good thing to do when you're baking your cookies. And then you add 1 teaspoon of that baking soda, and then you can mix that together. Now it does ask for you to add some salt, but I use salted butter, so I omit my salt, and that's just completely up to you. The next thing I do is I take and I add about half the flour mixture to my sugar egg butter mixture. I mix that up, and then I add in the rest to kind of try to get it to mix in and not just be overwhelmingly floured up. And then I take a little spatula and I get all of the flour off the edges. And again, I'm just mixing this on low. And then I continue to mix until it's just about that perfect cookie consistency and it's all mixed in there. Now it calls for 2 cups of chocolate chips, and I realized that that's 1 bag. I guess I've never measured it before, but because I was doing this video for you guys, I was measuring it, and then I just realized, oh, that's the whole bag. So I use the entire bag. I always just dump it in, but I was going by the recipe, and so I thought that was kind of funny. Anyway, I want to mix in my chocolate chips really, really well. And then I take and put a lid, or I cover it with foil of my chocolate chip batter, and I put it in the refrigerator for 30 minutes before I cook these. And then you're going to put them on your pan. You're going to bake it at 350 degrees for about 8 minutes, and then you want to let it cool for 5 minutes on the pan, and there they are, delish. And there's our little Benji Bear, our loyal, trusty assistant. And then we have Tinky the cat in the house. She likes to be up on the table. And so as always, you guys, thank you so much for stopping by and joining me on this video. Let me know what was your favorite DIY in this video. Which one will you be trying to recreate? Or what are you guys baking right now? That's going to be the secret question. What is happening in your kitchen? Baking, cooking, what is your favorite? First Dollar Tree DIY. I want to make a super adorable little Dollar Tree love jar sign. Okay, so I absolutely love this love you to the moon and back sign, and my sweet friend Stacy sent it to me, and I am going to leave one side to where it says love you to the moon and back, but for the other side I wanted to share with you guys how you can customize some of those Dollar Tree signs. Maybe they're not exactly the colors that you want in your home, so all you have to do is go to Hobby Lobby or any little craft store and grab some fun paper. I am using this kind of check pattern paper. It's kind of like a Mackenzie Child's dupe inspired paper. You can get it for about 60 cents, I believe, at Hobby Lobby. I applied a nice layer of Mod Podge, and then I added a little paper to the front of it. And now I'm just taking some Dollar Tree nautical rope, and I'm going to hot glue that to the top of my little jar here. And again, I left the sign on one side, so I am leaving it as is. And then just this side is going to be a little bit more customized with that black and white check idea. Now from the Dollar Tree, I have this cute little calendar, and I actually found one that was a jar. And so it had a bunch of like really sweet, loving sayings on it, like love, chocolate, family. That pretty much got me. Dream, just all these fun little things. I'm going to put it by my coffee bar. So again, I'm just going to add a layer of Mod Podge to this calendar cutout, and you guys can really use any little sign you want if you want to put words on the front of it, but then I'm just going to go ahead and Mod Podge that to the front of this. And then of course you guys know I have to add a cute little bow. I love this houndstooth ribbon. It's from Amazon. It has a light bit of wire in it that helps it keep its shape. So I just took my bow or my ribbon and I looped it over on itself, tied it off in the center, and then hot glued it up here to the top of my little cute jar sign. And then I'm going to add some quick tails. So you just cut a strip of ribbon. You can take it, dovetail the ends, and by dovetailing I mean you cut triangles in an upward direction to give the ends of your ribbon tails a nice little finish. You can squishy them up, hot glue that to the top, and boom, there we have a cute little be grateful sign. It says be grateful, I love you, count your blessings, relax, yum yum, kiss me goodnight, eat dessert first, say grace. And these are just all the things I hold so dear to my heart. Embrace, cherish. I'm going to put this by my coffee bar so I can see it in the morning and think about all the ways that I'm going to be grateful for my day and my family and just all the good things really that happened to me in my life. I know it's so easy at times to get overwhelmed when something negative happens and that just snowballs. But if we start our day out on a positive note and think about all of the blessings that we have, all the ways we can count our blessings. Anyway, I hope you guys are inspired and this was a fun little easy budget friendly project. For this next DIY, I'm going to do some cute little Paris inspired thrift flip books. So I'm just taking these books from the thrift store and I did chalk paint them. I found this really great chalk paint on Amazon. It's called Country Chic, and this color that I'm using for this book is Ooh La La. So what I did is I just took this book and I gave it a nice little chalk paint on the outside. I believe I ended up using 2 coats. It has pretty good coverage, and this is just an encyclopedia that had seen better days. I believe it's like an old-fashioned world book or maybe an old school book, and I promise you that it was about 5 cents at the thrift store and really honestly had seen better days. It was tattered on the interior, so I didn't feel too bad about going ahead and giving it a nice little dusting of paint on the outside excited. We're gonna do something really cute. We're gonna do like a Paris inspired kind of vintage theme. So on Amazon, you can also find these little stencils. They come in a pack, and I believe it was like maybe $12 to get the whole different pack of stencils. Now, I'm very hesitant about using stencils. I don't really feel like I do super great at it, but I wanted to give it a try and give it like a vintage Paris inspired book look. So I'm taking the stencil, I just laid it down on the front of my book. Now the chalk paint was thoroughly dried, and then I took a Dollar Tree, these are just little sponge brushes, and then this is actually some Dollar Tree black. I believe it's kind of like chalkboard paint, and I'm just very gently sponging it onto my stencil. I will tell you with stencils, less is more. It's so tricky because you have to almost dust your paintbrush off to kind of make sure it doesn't bleed through. So you can see it's more at the top of the book. There's a heavier bit of paint. I did not want it to look like it was all like freshly stamped. So I did kind of a little bit heavier at the top and then a little bit lighter towards the bottom. And that hopefully gave it a little bit more of a vintage feel. And then I may go back and even, add like a little bit of stain to it to kind of make it even look a little bit more vintage. Now I styled it with a cute little faux muffin and some pink and white striped dinnerware, or just a little creamer and sugar bowl. I found those at TJ Maxx years ago. I think they're so pretty. I love the pink and white stripe. And then just some sweet little flowers, a cute little bunny rabbit, because my bunnies are starting to pop out. Who's excited for Easter crafting? I definitely am going to be excited for that one. You guys, I love crafting for every season. So those little Easter bunnies are going to start popping out soon here. But I hope you guys are inspired to make a fun little vintage style book. Now for this next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you all how you can take some of the little Dollar Tree photo frames and create art by using one of the Dollar Tree calendars. So this calendar was sent to me by my sweet friend Stacy, I believe, and I want to say it was last year sometime. So, but just check your local Dollar Tree, or even some of your discount stores like Dollar General, Walmart will have some cute little calendars. And so what I did is I just removed the original picture that was inside of it, and I used that as a guide. Now, hindsight 2020, I wish I would have used a larger frame on this, but these were the only frames I had on hand, and I really do feel like this was the right color for this project. But this is Love the Little Things, and I just think that creating your own little art and frame designs is such a nice sentiment. Now, here's another fun idea. You can use the Dollar Tree frames and some pretty art paper. This art paper or decorative paper or scrapbook paper came from Hobby Lobby. I think it was $1 something because it's really like kind of embossed and just really, really pretty. But I'm just taking some family photos, my kiddos, and then Benji Bear, and I cut out the craft paper and then made the photo a little bit smaller than what was inside the frame, and that way it looked like it had like kind of a pretty decorative mat. So here's how my Love the Little Things turned out. And I think it's just fun to kind of create custom art, and the way you can make it look a little bit more cohesive is by using maybe some of that same craft paper, or just finding a frame that's similar to the pattern or background of your original little art piece, and then you have a totally fun little piece of art on a budget. I just love doing this. It's one of my favorite things to do, is just create art in a creative way, but doing it also budget friendly. And I feel like calendars are really the way to go. There's so many different little options on how you can display them, and some of them have really the sweetest little sentiments, especially some of the Dollar Tree calendars. I know that they become such a thing to find some certain ones. I know I've missed out on some of them, so if you guys see any good ones, let me know and I'll be on the hunt for them. But I think this is just such a fun idea on a budget. Now for this next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with y'all how you can take a lantern, and this lantern is just from the Hobby Lobby, or really any little lantern. You can make an easy little floral topper. So I'm just taking a couple of roses that I had left over from another project that I created in my last video, and I'm going to take it, I'm going to kind of bundle them together. So you want to choose a couple of roses that are kind of different sizes, and these are from garage sales and clearance sections, so no real big deal here. easier, but you can take and bundle them together and then just tie them together with a little zip tie or piece of floral wire. Now I'm going to take this ribbon and loop it over on itself and then pinch it off in the center, and with a zip tie I'm just going to tie it off in the center, and there you guys have a sweet little bow. This is one of my most favorite ways to make a bow. It's so super simple and easy, and I think the results are great for the amount of stress and effort, which is almost minimal. So keep working at it. You guys can totally do this one. And then again, I'm just going to take another little zip tie and zip tie this to the top of my little lantern here, and then trim that off. Now I'm going to take some of this $1 Dollar General little cute heart ribbon, and I thought this was a fun way to share that you guys can use, you know, a bunch of different types of like specialty ribbon as detail accents, especially with your black and white ribbon. And the black and white ribbon did come from Amazon, and it's a houndstooth pattern. It does have a little bit of wire in it, so the bows stand up really nicely. But black and white to me is just super versatile. And then you can add your fun seasonal ribbon. And I just took and made kind of like a little shoelace loopy bow. So you just double up the ribbon and tie it in a shoelace, like you'd be tying your shoelaces is what I mean, or your sneakers. And then you can pop that on to your larger bow, and then just take a smaller random piece of ribbon or piece of cut ribbon and then tie your smaller bow onto that. And then that's also going to cinch everything on there really nicely. And gosh, you guys can get so creative. And I think these bows are really fun to make using kind of some scrap ribbon. So maybe you don't want to use a ton of ribbon, but you have some little scraps. And then I decided to add a cute little heart to this because it is still going to be Valentine's Day soon, and so I'm still kind of like making some cute little heart things. I even have my Valentine's Day shirt on. I know it's getting a little bit late in the crafting game probably for Valentine's Day, but maybe you're doing something romantic or you still want to do a cute little last minute project. Well, this is a good one to whip out, but you don't have to add the hearts, of course. That's just an idea for seasonal decor. Leave the hearts out or add in some little bunnies if you're starting to look forward to Easter, or maybe your fall Christmas crafting. Who knows what you guys have on your table. I hope you're having fun with it though, no matter what it is. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to share with you guys how you can make some fun little plates. So they have these clear kind of fancy china plates you can buy. They're disposable plates. My stepdad always buys them for our family gatherings, and the reason I say stepdad is because I have a stepdad that's great and also a dad that's great, so just to differentiate, but he's always in charge of the cutlery and the drinks and the gravies, so he's so sweet. But anyway, I'm just taking some Mod Podge to the outside of this clear fancy plate, and I'm going to use a scarf and add a scarf to this plate. So this is a fun way that you guys can add just a fun, festive, seasonal decor by Mod Podging scarves to clear plates. And you guys can make plates so easily doing this. Now, you can also use glass, and it works just as well, or maybe even better. You do have to get a really good, generous layer of Mod Podge underneath your scarf, excuse me, and then let that dry really well. And then you're just going to trim your scarf out, and boom, you have a cute little seasonal decor plate. I love this little scarf. Again, my sweet friend Stacy sent this to me. It's from the Dollar Tree, but it's so adorable. And you can even kind of like not see it all the way clearly once the Mod Podge dries all the way. I was kind of in a hurry so I could get this video up for you guys, but it's going to look even better. So this is, again, just a budget-friendly, fun way that you guys can make home decor by using napkins or scarves. And so in this next DIY, I'm also going to share with you guys how you can make some Mackenzie Childs-inspired plates. I know their stuff is so beautiful, but so expensive. So what I like to do is just go ahead and buy some of their fancy napkins. Now it's up for about $4 for, you know, a thing of cocktail napkins. But look at how big the napkin is once you take it and unfold it. And I feel like it's beautifully made and patterned on all sides. Now, I will suggest that if you want this to go on a little bit easier with less Mod Podge and wrinkling, you may want to peel off that back layer. I've done it both ways, and I think it probably comes out a little bit better. On this one, I didn't, but this is actually even to a larger clear plastic china plate, and the napkin, the cocktail napkin almost fit perfectly on the whole thing. But I shared with you guys this larger one because this one was already dry. I did this a couple days ago. But look at, you guys can have a Mackenzie Childs plate on a total budget, and I just order them off the Mackenzie Childs website. Now for this next DIY, I want to share with you all how you can make a cute little customized candle. So I love these flickering flameless candles. I get mine off Amazon, and I'll link some in my Olivia's Romantic Home Amazon store. But they're a set of 3. They come battery operated, and they're just super great, especially for pets or small kids, or if you just like to have, no stress, no mess candles. Anyway, you're going to take your ribbon, wrap your ribbon around it till it meets the other side, and then just hot glue the ribbon to the ribbon. And that's going to make a cute little kind of customized candle sleeve, or you could even call it a candle koozie, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, and now I'm going to take a little specialty ribbon. And so this is for like if you're going to decorate for Valentine's Day or Easter or whatnot, just add that cute little specialty ribbon on there. Give it a bit of hot glue, and bam, you have a customized little candle for next to nothing, to be honest with you. And this is a great way to repurpose and reuse ribbon. And then these are just little felt heart stickers from the Dollar Tree. Thank you, sweet Stacy, for all the goodies you sent me. They've been so necessary and fun, and it's just nice to have things pop up in the mail, especially when they're craft goodies. You guys know I love a good craft goodie, and boom, this is how that turned out. And these little XO tags, I believe, also are from Dollar Tree. Oh my goodness, they have had the cutest stuff recently. I've been so impressed. But popped into my little Valentine's Day setting, and you guys are probably going to ask about that cute little knee hugger elf. My sweet friend Mel made that for me. It was a personalized gift. I don't believe she sells them anymore, but she is a doll, and I'm so thankful for everybody that loves on me. You guys have no idea how special it is and how it makes my heart smile. Now here is just a quick little saying hello, Tinky the cat, and then of course we have Benji Bear. I did get him a little Easter bunny, and he's completely loving it, you guys, as you can tell. This Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with y'all how to make a beautiful blooming topiary using Dollar Tree laundry baskets. You guessed it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 Dollar Tree laundry baskets, and using about 3 to 4 zip ties, you're just going to zip tie them together. And I did find it easiest to kind of turn the baskets on the side to do the zip tying. The next thing I'm going to do is make my baskets cohesive, although I think these colors are absolutely adorable. And I just spray painted it with some gold spray paint. The next thing I want to do is take this floral greenery, and I'm going to take and kind of push it into the basket, let it pop out the side, and then zip tie it from the back, so you see my zip tie work from the back. And now I'm going to take and bend that greenery around and kind of cascade it down the front of the basket to kind of cover up the basket, but then to begin to make our blooming floral topiary here. And now I'm going to add another bit of greenery, and these greenery swags I do believe came from Hobby Lobby a couple of years back. I do love to repurpose and reuse so many of my goodies, and I just took this swag and did it the same way as the other one and just kind of let it cascade down the front. Now I want it to look like kind of a wild English garden topiary, so I'm going to take some of these pretty winter hydrangeas and pop them into the basket. I'm not having to use any type of floral foam, but if you're going to be using this for an event, you would definitely want to zip tie or wire these florals, and this is just for my home and for me, so I felt like it wasn't really that necessary, although I will tell you the basket was kind of a great thing to be able to pop a lot of these florals into. So surprise, surprise, learn something new every day. I'm adding in some pretty winter roses, and I did get these beautiful florals at Michael's on clearance a couple of seasons ago. Definitely check your Michael's clearance section after the holidays. You guys are going to find really great deals on all of their florals. Now here is how my floral topiary turned out. You would never know that it was 2 Dollar Tree laundry baskets to be able to create this. Now I wouldn't recommend putting this in an area that's going to get like a lot of wind. If you're going to be using this for an event, you would definitely want to anchor it down. But I think it's beautiful, especially if you're going to be doing something indoors and kind of turn sideways and up towards the wall. You can't see the basket from the back, but I would use like a really pretty piece of maybe sheer fabric, or you could use some little bows to kind of conceal any basket from the back if it is going to be facing to where you get a 360-degree view of it. But I thought this was such a fun idea on a total budget. I wasn't for sure if I was going to be able to pull it off. I had the idea in my head and I was really excited that it came to fruition. So I hope you guys are inspired by this and create a pretty little topiary for your special holiday or entryway. And you could even put like a little sign on one side, kind of where you can see that basket peeking out. Put a little romantic picture or sign or whatnot. So fun and fabulous on a budget. Now for this next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with y'all how to make a wonderful faux marble technique effect. Okay, so you're going to take a pan of water, and then I'm using white and gold spray paint because I want it to look like a glam marble effect, and then you just want to add some spray paint into your water. Now, I decided to use one of the Dollar Tree vases, and I'm going to create like a glam marble vase, so I painted the outside of my vase white. The next thing I'm going to do is add some more spray paint into this pan, and then just gently take the vase and skim the top of the water to create that marbling effect. Now, I did see Tamara Bradshaw on Tamara Bradshaw Home do this with some pictures. It was such a cool idea, so thank you for the idea, Tamara. Oh man, she has really cool stuff if you guys have a chance. Now, I needed to add some more gold to this. I wanted to really kind of have a little bit more pop of color, and here's how it turned out after I did that, and I did let it dry for about an hour before I added any florals. Now I'm just going to take this beautiful bouquet of florals. I think these are like little peonies. They have some glitter and sparkle on them. We have a local Victorian house, and so I got these at our local Victorian house, and I just popped them into this beautiful vase. And here is how it turned out. You guys, I think this looks so glamorous. This is so budget friendly, and it took very, very little spray paint. And I have seen people do a similar technique like this using nail polish. So comment down below if you guys have ever tried this faux marbling effect. It seemed like it really took to the glass well. I don't think it's going to flake off much. Although if you wanted to seal it, you could maybe seal it with like a waterproof Mod Podge or maybe an acrylic sealer. I don't know really what the best idea for sealing it would be to give it a lot of longevity. So if you guys have any ideas on that, let me know. I may try out a couple different ways of sealing this. This is my first time attempting this project. I feel like it came out really good. I showed it to my daughter and she was really excited for the results. I always love to learn new techniques. So again, check out Tamara Bradshaw Home. She has an amazing Instagram that she does tons of cool DIYs. Now for this next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you all how you can make 2 little candle stands using the Dollar Tree candles and some of those Dollar Tree mirrors. So I'm just going to use some hot glue. This is high heat hot glue, and these will stick on here pretty well. If you wanted to use a glass glue like a Gorilla Glue or an E6000, that would give you a permanent hold. But I think just for this project, this is fine for me. I'm just going to put some little glass decorative vases on here. They're not going to get a lot of traffic, and so I thought this would be just fine as well, also for the DIY. And of course the hot glue dries really fast, but it's not going to be a permanent hold. So again, if you guys want a permanent hold with this project, definitely use an E6000 or Gorilla Glue. Now here's these beautiful sparkling vases, and I did find the vases last season at Hobby Lobby. They were 80% off on their Christmas section, and so I snagged them at a really cheap price. They were like $3 or $4. Now I'm going to take some Dollar Tree. This ribbon has a really pretty silver speck through it, so I feel like it looks kind of bridal-ish or glam, and I'm just going to take this and tie this around the side, and basically I just added a tiny bit of hot glue to keep the ribbon from slipping. I've done that with this for different seasons and it works out really nicely, and here's how that's going to look. The next thing I wanted to do was just tie a quick little shoelace bow for a cute little bow for the front of this, and I think this is a fun way that you guys can customize, you know, any kind of bridal or baby shower or event. So if it was your wedding colors and you were doing this as an event color, you could use any color ribbon, you know, that matches your pretty wedding colors, and then maybe use something like this as a centerpiece. So this is just a super easy bow. It's a shoelace bow, just like you would tie your shoelaces. Now I'm going to take this beautiful bundle of florals, and again, I got these florals at our local Victorian house, and they have the prettiest little glitter on them. And then boom, you have a pretty little floral arrangement. You can add in some more florals if you'd like to fill it out. Here is how it looks in this kind of sparkling setup. I have my Totally Dazzled bling Natalie, oh my goodness, at totallydazzled.com. I'll leave a link in the description box of this YouTube video for her jewels, but she has the best DIY crafty jewels, and she is such a doll. You guys are going to have to check her out. She's a small business, and she runs tons of sales as well, and has tutorials on her Facebook page on how to create some really beautiful glamorous wedding celebration goodies. And I just feel like when you love this glam and all this sparkle and shine, it's really nice to be able to get your beautiful glam bling jewels at a discounted price. So you guys are definitely going to have to check out Natalie, and I also hope you're inspired on this fun little tutorial. Next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with y'all how you can create some really beautiful glamorous glam artwork on a total budget. So find some really cute little frames from Dollar Tree. I'm using these black frames with a little gold edge. I feel like they looked really glam, and you just want to remove the glass from the frames. The next thing you want to do is paint that glass white. Now again, I did see this DIY at Tamara Bradshaw Home, and she has an amazing Instagram, so go check her out. And then I've got a pan of water, and I'm just going to use this metallic gold spray paint. So you want to add some gold spray paint and some white spray paint if you want to do this color of gold glam effect. You could also use silver, or really any color you love. And you're just going to gently dip your glass into the mixture, and you just kind of want to skim the top of it, and it's going to give that really neat glam foiling effect. So I play around with the glam look here and there, but I don't like to spend hundreds of dollars on new artwork if I'm not gonna really want to keep that style. So this is a great way to try out the glam style. You could even just get some photo frames from your local thrift store and do it that way. So again, I'm just adding in white and gold spray paint, and then I'm dipping that glass directly in to the mixture here. And you can just kind of there's really no rhyme or reason for how the paint goes on. You just want to get creative with it, and then if you want more of one color, you can add more of the color. But check this out. So this looks like those beautiful glam pictures that you guys see at Home Goods or TJ Maxx. And again, they're super expensive and they have that foiling look. But check this out. I mean, this was $1 for the frame, and then the water, and it was just a tiny bit of spray paint. I've also seen people use nail polish to create this effect as well. I haven't tried that, but comment down below if you have. I would love to hear what you guys think about this if you're going to try this technique. I think this is really neat, and I'm definitely going to be trying these faux marble looks some more. I just think it's so fun to try out new crafts and ideas, so I hope you guys are inspired. And again, go check out my friend at Tamara Bradshaw Home on Instagram. I love finding fun accounts. She also has TikTok, so if you guys like TikTok, with a lot of really amazing glam style. I mean, very pared down and very glam and very like movie star glamorous, which I love. So anyway, I love y'all. As always, I ask that you guys comment and let me know what was your favorite DIY in this video, and which one will you be attempting to recreate. You'll have to let me know if you guys are going to try any of this faux marble effect, or even that amazing little topiary we did earlier in the video. Thank you guys again for being here.
So thank you all so much for joining me on another fun and fabulous crafty decor adventure. It is a true blessing and honor to have you all here. If you all are new, welcome. I'm Olivia with Olivias from Home, and I'm a DIY crafty mama. I love to share with you guys how you can have a boutique, a gorgeous home on a budget. And I truly believe that crafting and decorating is so good for your heart and soul. So no matter where you're at, I just want to encourage you guys to keep up the good work, crafting and decorating and all of that fun stuff. And in life in general, just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Every day that we wake up is a day that God has given us, and it is such a huge blessing. And for everybody that comes back and loves on me, thank you all so much. I am hugging all of your hearts so tight, and I just want to thank you for being here, for being a part of this community. It is a true blessing and honor to have other folks out there that love to craft and to decorate as well. So I'm wishing you guys a gorgeous, fabulous, blessed weekend. We are going to start looking forward to some of our spring crafts pretty soon. I know it's the end of January, and we're going to be doing some organizing, but really starting to look forward to spring and Easter. I know that might seem kind of early, but if you guys are like me and you love to craft and decorate and go a little bit over the top with bows and florals and just fun ideas, it's never too early to start on that budget crafting. So thank you guys again. I'm hugging all of your hearts so tight. I can't wait for our next video. And until then, remember, be kind to yourselves and be kind to one another. And we'll talk to you guys very, very soon. Bye-bye.